Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Mumma Magma Yoga. My name is Tamu. Today we have a full body strengthening flow for you that invites you to stay curious. Curious about your body and what it can do. Curious about your breath and how it can expand. Curious about the world around you. It's my hope that you take this curiosity off your mat and out into the rest of the world and stay curious about this wonderful world and wonderful universe that we live in. Other people, information, and what you can do with your life. So we're going to hop right in. I invite you to come to your mat and come to a tabletop position. Find your way to your tabletop. I invite you to spread your fingertips nice and wide. Bring your pinkies to the edge of the mat. Make sure you've got some good space between your knees. Maybe you even hide your feet behind your thighs. And we'll start off with a quick cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts, tailbone curls up. On your exhale, start at the tailbone, round through the spine. Let the head dangle down. Push that earth away from you. Twice more. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round it through. Push the earth away. Start to get nice and strong in the arms. Last one. Inhale, that belly drops. That gaze lifts. On our exhale, we round it through and push that earth away. Take your time coming back to your neutral spine, working things out if you need to. Eventually, we're going to send the right leg out behind us. Toes come to the earth. Once we've found that, we're extended through the knee. We're going to take those right toes off of the left side of our mat, painting a rainbow behind us. We'll lean into that right hip, take our gaze to the left, and see if we can take a peek at those right toes. Breathe into that right side body. Feel into that right hip. One more breath. Then we'll let that right leg come back to its position on the mat. Recenter ourselves if we need to. And eventually we'll send that left leg out behind us. Curl the toes under. Let them establish on the mat. And then we'll slide those left toes off the right side of the mat. Lean into our left hip. Take our gaze to the right. Push that earth away from you. Stay nice and strong in the arms. Find some movement if you need to. One more breath here. And we'll let that left leg come back through center. Establish that knee back on the earth. And then we'll walk our palms past our shoulders a little bit, still keeping those fingertips spread nice and wide, pinkies near the edge of the mat. Curl the toes under and lift the hips up high and back. Find your first downward dog. Take a little moment here to pedal it out, to push the earth away from you, melt your heart towards your thighs, really establish some strength in those shoulders. Feel through your calves, lift your sits bones up towards the sky. Maybe really work it out like I am. One more breath here. Then we'll bring our feet into the midline, ground down through our right heel, and on an inhale, left leg rises up towards the sky. Reach through that heel. Really establish nice strength here in the upper body. We take another deep breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to bring that left knee into the chest. Shift our weight forward. Shoulders over wrists, coming into a plank. Inhale, left leg rises. We come back to that three-legged dog. On an exhale, we bring that knee into the chest, shift our weight forward, find our plank pose, claw through those fingertips. One more, inhale to lift, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, bring that knee in as close as you can, shift your weight forward, you've got this. We're going to step that left foot forward, lower that right knee if you need to. We're finding a runner's lunge. So if you had to lower that back knee, I invite you when you arrive to lift it back up, lift your hips, really establish strength through that front leg. And then we're coming to warrior two. We're dropping that back foot, bringing it parallel to the back edge of the mat. And then we'll rise on up. Right fingertips go forward, up and back. And we rise on up into our warrior two. Rearrange your feet to be in alignment with each other. Relax your shoulders, palms face down. Make sure you've got good space between your feet. You can stack that front knee over that front ankle. Take your breath here. Maybe fierce gaze past those left fingertips. Beautiful. Then we'll go ahead and straighten that left knee. Reach our fingertips towards the top edge of the mat. Reach, 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 reach. Then we'll let that left hand come to that left leg. Reach our right fingertips up towards the sky. Try to stack those fingertips over our right shoulder. Pull that right shoulder back. Finding our trikonasana. Take your gaze wherever it helps you feel stable. Maybe you try looking up towards the sky. Beautifully done. One more breath here. Then back to our warrior two. Bend that front knee. Lift your torso. Reach those arms nice and wide. Establish that strength in that front leg. Shoulders are relaxed. One more breath here. Then we'll cartwheel it down. Plant our palms, framing that left foot. Step that left foot back to a plank, half plank, or tabletop position. Remember, you always have agency. Push the earth away. Get nice and strong. Claw through those fingertips. And on your next exhale, we're going to lower down to the belly as slow as we can. Once we arrive, we keep our palms under our shoulders, come to the tops of our feet, engage our glutes, and inhale, lift on up for a cobra. Exhale, bow it all the way back down. Curl toes under, push up to a tabletop or maybe a plank, and then send those hips back up to your downward dog. When you arrive, take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. Then we'll ground down through the left heel. Right leg rises up to the sky. We really reach through that heel. Try to keep our weight distributed evenly between our palms. We take another deep breath in. And on an exhale, we bring that right knee into the chest. Shift our weight forward into a plank. Push that earth away. Inhale, lift it back up to your three-legged dog. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, knee into the chest, shift the weight forward. You've got this. You're stronger than you think. Stay curious. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee into the chest. Step that right foot up between the palms. Lower that back knee first if you need to. Eventually, we're going to lift that knee. Find our runner's lunge. Lift those hips as high as we can. Then we'll drop that left heel. Bring that foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. Right or left fingertips, reach forward, up and back. We rise on up. Find our warrior two. Rearrange your feet to be in alignment with each other. Send the arms out nice and wide. Relax those shoulders down. Fierce gaze past those right fingertips. Take a breath. And we'll straighten through that right leg. Reach those right fingertips towards the top edge of the mat. Really reach, 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 reach. And when we're ready, right hand comes to the right leg, left fingertips rise. We try to stack that left hand over the left shoulder. Pull that shoulder back. Then we'll find our way back to our warrior two. Bend through that front knee. Send those arms nice and wide. Pull those shoulders back. Ooh. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, cartwheel it all the way down. Plant your palms. Step your right foot back. Plank, half plank or tabletop. Keep those fingertips spread nice and wide. Maybe you shift your weight forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down to the belly. Press down through the pubic bone. Hug your elbows in. Rise up for your cobra. Exhale, bow it all the way back down. Curl your toes under. Push yourself up to a tabletop or a plank. And take it up to your downward dog once again. Take your deep breath in. And your long breath out. Beautiful. We're going to ground down through the right heel again. Lift that left leg up towards the sky. Push that earth away. Try to keep your weight evenly distributed between your palms. Then we'll bring that left knee back into the chest. Shift our weight forward. Listen carefully. We're going to step that left foot off the right side of the mat, crossing it across our body. Then we'll let that right heel come to the earth. So we've established that foot all the way down. Lean into our left hand. Right fingertips rise. Fallen triangle. Push that earth away. Left arm is working hard. Lift those hips up towards the sky. Nicely done. Right hand comes back down. We bring that left knee back into the chest. And then we're stepping that left foot up. Lower that right knee first if you need to. Find your runner's lunge. Eventually you're lifting that right knee back up again. Allow yourself to establish. Then we're coming into a warrior one. We're going to drop that right heel. Toes are pointing forward as much as they can. Bend through that front knee and we lift the torso up. Find our way to our warrior one. Eventually fingertips reach up towards the sky. We pull that torso back, engage our core, relax our shoulders. Nicely done. Inhale in here. Exhale, palms come together and float down to the heart. We're going to see if we can step up into a standing pigeon. So I invite you to come to the toes of the right foot. Shift your weight forward onto that left foot. Get nice and established here. And when you're ready, bring that right knee all the way up into your chest. Find your standing one-legged Tadasana. You've got this. Stay curious. Allow yourself to fall out and come back in if you need. We'll cross that right ankle over the left knee or thigh. Let that right knee open wide. Maybe you stay up tall here. Or maybe you bend that left knee, sink the hips down, send the booty back. Keep your chest lifted, shoulders rolled back. Beautiful. You've got this. Stay established in that left foot. Stay curious. It's okay if you're falling out and coming back in. That's all part of the process. One more breath here. Nicely done. Unravel the legs. Let that right foot come to the earth. Find your Tadasana. Shake it off if you need to. Roll those shoulders. Reestablish your feet. And we'll take a vinyasa. Soft knees. Inhale, reach it up to the sky. The sun is starting to hit me here. Exhale, forward fold. Let yourself soften all the way down. On your next inhale, fingertips come to your mid-shin. You lift your chest halfway. Pinch your shoulder blades together. On an exhale, bow it all the way down. Bend knees, plant palms, step, hop, float back to a plank, half plank, or tabletop position. Push that earth away. Spread those fingertips nice and wide. Maybe you shift your weight forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down to the belly. Come on to the tops of the feet. Engage your glutes. Lift your chest. Find an inhale. Exhale, bow it all the way down. Curl toes under. Push up to all fours or to a plank. Send the hips up high and back. Find your downward dog. Take your deep breath in. And your long breath out. You've got this. Eventually, we're grounding down through the left heel. Right leg rises up to the sky, finding our three-legged dog. On your next exhale, right knee bends, comes into the chest. We shift our weight forward, really strong in the hands. Then we're stepping that right foot off the left side of the mat, letting that left foot drop down, get nice and established. Lean into the right hand, left fingertips reach up towards the sky. Strong here, lift those hips, push that earth away, you've got this. Then we're letting that left hand come all the way back down, hugging that knee back into the chest. Then we'll step that right foot up, lower that back knee first if you need to. Eventually find your runner's lunge, lifting that back knee, nice and strong in that right leg. Warrior one, drop that left heel, toes pointing as forward as they can, bending through that front knee, lifting ourselves up, finding our warrior one. Once you get established, maybe you need to rearrange your feet. Fingertips reach up towards the sky. Find that warrior one. Relax those shoulders. Back leg is nice and straight and strong. Front knee is nice and bent. Deep breath in here. Exhale, palms come together. Float down to the heart. Seeing if we can find that standing pigeon. We're going to lift that left heel up off of the earth, shift our weight forward onto that right foot, get nice and stable here, spread your toes nice and wide, and eventually we're seeing if we can bring that left knee all the way up to our chest, rising on up into a standing one-legged Tadasana. Cross your left ankle over your right knee or thigh. Perhaps you stay up nice and tall here. Maybe you start to bend that right knee, send your booty back out behind you, tailbone reaches behind you, chest is lifted, shoulders are rolled back. Look at you go. Even if you've had to step out of the pose and come back into it, even if you've just established a standing one-legged Tadasana, you're winning. Stay curious in your body, curious about your breath. One more breath here. You've got this. Left foot comes down to the earth. We rise on up into our Tadasana. I'm going to rearrange myself into the middle of the front end of my mat. Stand up nice and tall. Take a sigh. Last vinyasa. Soft knees. Inhale to reach. Exhale, slice it down the midline. Find your forward fold. On your next inhale, a halfway lift, fingertips to shins. Lift the chest halfway, pinch your shoulder blades together. Exhale, bow it down. Bend knees, plant palms, step, hop, float back to your plank, half plank, or tabletop position. Push that earth away, claw through those fingertips. Maybe once again you shift your weight forward as you take a deep breath in and exhale, lower down to the belly. Palms under shoulders. Come to the tops of your feet. Hug your elbows in. Rise on up for your cobra. Exhale, bow it all the way down. This time, push yourself up to a tabletop position. Swing your legs to one side, any side. Allow your seat to come to the earth. Center yourself on your mat. And come all the way down to your back. Ooh, nicely done. We'll plant our feet. Knees are nice and bent. Heels are hiked up towards your sits bones. Shoulders are rolled away from the ears. We're nice and established here. You can bring palms face down if you'd like to. I like to grab onto the edges of my mat here. We're coming into a bridge pose. So when you're ready, take a deep breath in and lift your hips up towards the sky. Really engage your glutes here to help lift those hips. Keep space in your throat. Maybe take your gaze up and back a little bit. Then when you're ready, we're leaning into the left foot, bringing the right knee into the chest. Feel that left quad and glute. Then we'll bring that right foot back down to the earth. Let it establish. Keep those hips lifted if you can. Then we'll bring that left knee into the chest. Nicely done. Left foot comes all the way back down. Slow as we can go, we let the spine roll back down to the earth. Lower back eventually comes to the mat. Oh, take a breath if you need to. Then we're going to find a little bit of a core flow, a reverse crunch. So we're going to bring our knees into our chest. Ooh, really establish that lower back. Beautiful. You can keep holding on to the sides of the mat if you would like to. Eventually, we're going to send the legs out long. Let the heels hover. And on an exhale, we're going to hike them into the chest and see if we can lift our hips. Beautiful. Inhale, hips lower down. Legs extend to the bottom of the mat. And on an exhale, hug them in, lift your hips. Lower the hips down. Extend the legs out long, engage your core. On an exhale, hug them and see if you can lift your hips. One more time. Lower down nice and slowly. It's okay if your hips aren't lifting very much. Extend those legs out nice and long. On your next inhale, hug them in and lift your hips. See if maybe you can bring your hands to your hips. Push them up towards the sky. Extend your legs up towards the sky. It's okay if you're not here. You can keep playing with that, hugging the knees in and practicing to lift the hips. But if we're able to lift those hips, we really want to come to the top of the hips, hold on nice and tight, lift them up nice and strong, keep our throat nice and open here. Finding our way to a shoulder stand practice. It's okay if you're playing around with it and staying curious. One more breath here. Nicely done. Bend the knees, release the hips, let the lower back come all the way to the earth. Let the feet come to the earth for a second. Then we'll hug those knees back into our chest. Find a softening here now. Start to let the breath come back to normal. Open the knees nice and wide. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you thread the arms between the legs. Grab the shins up by the ankles, the big toe with your peace fingers, or maybe you grab onto the soles of your feet. You might try stacking your ankles over your knees, letting your thighs relax down, letting your shoulders soften down, really feeling that stretch on the inner thigh. Letting your face relax. Unclench your jaw. One more breath here. Nicely done. Then we'll let the knees come together, still keeping them in towards our chest. Bend them as much as you'd like. Send your arms out nice and wide, palms face down. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, both knees are going to the left. We're letting them relax down on the left side of our body as much as we can. You can always prop those knees on a block, a sweater, whatever you have close by. You can bring something between the knees. That's beautiful and awesome. See if you can relax the lower back and the belly. Let that right shoulder ground down towards the earth. Hi, Griffey. Then we'll engage our core, float those knees back up through center. And when we're ready, we'll let both knees gently fall to the right. Let that left shoulder relax down. Let the throat soften. Nicely done, my friend. Bring the knees back into the chest. Give yourself a great big hug here. Maybe you wrap your arms around your shins. Maybe you're just grabbing onto your kneecaps. Maybe you peel your nose up. Maybe not. Just take your moment here. And then when you're ready, we'll bring ourselves up to a seat. I'm going to rock and roll. Whoosh! Find my way to my sits bones. Aw, Griff decided to lie down beside us. I'm coming into Sukhasana. You can find a comfortable seat of your choice. Let the shoulders relax down. Sit up nice and tall. Soften through the jaw and the throat. Let the face relax. I invite you to take a deep breath in here. And a long breath out. Then I encourage you to take one moment here to visualize the day you have ahead of you and how you can stay curious about every single thing that you need to do. Instead of assuming that a person is going to act a certain way or that the outcome is going to manifest in a certain way, stay curious and open to the moment, to change, to beauty happening, to connection, to possibility. And if it feels right, inhale, open those arms nice and wide. What are you inviting in today? I'm looking up at a beautiful blue sky. On an exhale, gather that magic into your heart space. Let the hands fall at the heart however you would like to. Then we'll take a deep breath in together. On an exhale, we'll bring the thumbs to the third eye. We bow to each other. We bow to our practice. We bow to a beautiful day. The light in me honors, cherishes, and is in continuous awe of the light in you. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to see you next time. Have an amazing day, my friend.